Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do your bi-weekly reading. So this is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs. And it's for April 1st through April 15th. I hope you're enjoying your bi-weeklies in addition to your extended monthly readings. What do you need to know for the first 2 weeks of April? Well, you need to come to terms with something. We'll see if it shows up in your main spread, but this guy flipped over as I was shuffling. So the eights are really just about, acknowledging something, acknowledging your position, acknowledging your power of resolution, acknowledging your part in things, thinking versus doing. But it's substantial. Once we're in the 8s and 9s and 10s, it's substantial. So you're definitely learning a lesson here. We'll see if it shows up. Gemini. Messages for Gemini. Okay, stop. It flipped over again. That's so bizarre. That's bizarre. Just saying. All right, guys. What do you need to know? No, I'm not looking at that. Keep going. What do you need to know for April 1st through April 15th? Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising. Messages for Gemini. April 1st through 15th. April 1st through 15th. Gemini. All right, friends. Let's get out your 6 cards. I will be using my medicine card deck for an additional oracle message for you to polish off your reading today. Look at all that water. Whoa. Okay, Gemini. Okay. You're in your feelings, and it may be uncomfortable. The card representing King of Swords. Look at how stern this guy is. King of Swords is beneath it all here. So bottom of the deck energy, basically concerning what's behind all of this other energy. There could be a sense of sternness behind your feelings, your emotional world. You could be denying your emotional world, be uncomfortable with it somehow. You might be trying to analyze or be critical about your emotional world at this time. It could feel uncomfortable to be in your emotional world. Just throwing those terms out there. We are dealing with an Aquarius individual or any air sign, but this is technically Aquarius ruled. This is about groups, communities, groupthink. This is about electronics, revolutions, vows, contracts. This is about legal societies. This is a judge, a doctor. This would be a lawyer. This would be the court system. I'm just throwing out these major terms concerning this card so that you have the, at least the energetic theme of what the King of Swords advises or offers you. But it is quite stern. He can be rightfully accused of being a little bit cold, a little bit distant. So it is, like I said, it's a little bit interesting to see this sort of cold clinical energy up against this massive, feeling energy where you're in your feels, or at least this is around you, or this is in your environment, or you're being asked to sort of draw this out of yourself. We do have a little bit of a similar energy to the King of Swords with our Virgo ruled Hermit in terms of, perfection, in terms of intelligence, very, very high, keen intelligence. But also applicability, right? This isn't just intelligence or knowledge for the sake of it. It is the application of it. So it could be that, something that you're learning here or taking part in or that's very serious or legal and in some sense to you, you're sort of working through it and applying it in an emotional way, or you're integrating it. And you're able to do that in an applicable way, which ultimately leads you to a great and a higher sense of self-actualization in terms of your, emotional and intellectual world. Really positive, I think it's a really positive outcome for you. Here in our situation, we have the 8 of Cups. This is a gorgeous energy, really anywhere, suggesting that you know what you want. This is you cutting off what doesn't work for you anymore and being willing to walk into the future, walk into the emotional future that you most deserve, you most desire. This is making a very firm decision by becoming aware of what it is you want as opposed to what it is you don't want. This could have been a series of pros and cons for you. You could have thought about something very, very seriously and deliberately here. You could have even consulted someone considered to be an expert in a field here to have allowed you to walk away from something that was possibly emotionally draining. We know this or confusing, because your recent past is literally the 7 of Cups before the 8. So you're definitely moving up, guys. You're definitely doing some sort of emotional work here, or any sort of intelligent or clinical work that you're doing is enhancing your emotional world. All the same, it's extremely positive. So very, very nice to see here, guys. You've made your mind up. A major decision has been made here, and you are definitely setting yourself free from something that was draining or not working for you in some sense. The reason for this is our King of Cups. So this is very possibly a Scorpio individual. Could, however, be any water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You could have this in your own chart. This is quite likely for you, Gemini. Or it could be someone you're dealing with. Again, this is a general reading. You could be dealing with an Aquarius and a Scorpio as individuals. You could also be dealing with a Pisces, for that matter. Or simply those energies, right? Someone who's extremely emotionally intelligent as opposed to, clinically intelligent. But this is a person or energy in terms of the reason for the situation. This is you being in touch. This is you being in alignment. And it's really nice actually to see these really mature energies in the same spread together, because there is emotional maturity and intellectual maturity. You've definitely leveled up. You could be considered a leader in this environment. You could be considered even a teacher, or someone that other people can consult, and you are confident in this position. Gemini, it's just occurred to me, if you are a consultant or a counselor or something of that sort here, I would say that you are definitely leveling up and other people are noticing, or you're feeling more confident and comfortable in the position of being an advisor. But definitely we have someone who's very intense with their emotions, likes to go deep, likes to be honest about their emotions, finds it comfortable to discuss their emotions. And this is very, like I said, could have felt out of sorts or difficult for you at first, but you're definitely mastering this. We do see the King of Cups sit atop of the card, the Hermit. So I think that you're able to apply this emotionally wealthy, as it were, energy here. You could even be doing shaman work of your own as well. You could be having done or coming out of, shadow work, dark night of the soul work. You could be integrating a great deal of emotional intelligence here within a meditative state. You could be helping other people to meditate. You could be drawn to meditation at this time in order to further your own sense of self-actualization or a type of gnosis for yourself. But all the same, a great deal of maturity here around your a meditative state of emotional opulence would be another way to frame this as well. It's really easy to get to your heart. It's really easy to communicate with other people through the heart here as well. So I would say a huge, huge hurdle has been managed for you guys in your recent past is what we're seeing. I mentioned just a moment ago, the 7 of Cups, right? It does sit technically before this 8. This was just simply making your mind up about something. You could have had some offers. If this is a romance or love reading for you, holy smokes, it never occurred to me until right now, because it's a general reading. If this is a love reading for you, you definitely chose your partner. You definitely chose someone who speaks your language here. You know who it is you want to be with, and you know why you want to be with this person. And like I said, it could be, we're dealing with a lot of mutable energy, I want to suggest as well. Fixed and mutable energy. We do technically have mutable Virgo and Pisces, and then we have fixed Scorpio and Aquarius. So, it could be that these energies are intertwined. It could be that you're trying to meld these energies. Mutable just means you get along in any situation. You go with the flow. Fixed is pretty put my foot down. I'm pretty firm about this. So And like I said, it could just be all about you and what's going on internally or professionally, etc. for you. And you're just finding your footing. You're finding where you fit in the best and where you're most comfortable and confident. And it's really nice to see you comfortable and confident within your emotional world. After making very possibly a difficult decision here, you had a lot of options. Really, where was your heart sitting? Where did you feel most at home? There could have been some fantasy or confusion here as well. I do say fantasy because it is on top of the Pisces ruled Knight of Cups, right? And this is a pretty fantasy card. But in terms of your advice, it's pretty fantastic. It's pretty exciting. This is going to be a really gentle energy, really gentle person, gentle energy, gentle environment. But exciting nonetheless. This could include a lot of loving communication as well. Here in your now, this is you feeling pretty uninspired. I think you need to put this sort of emotional intelligence into action, right? Which is what we're seeing more than anything here. And again, we could be overthinking or overanalyzing or try to fit a square peg into a round hole. I would get out of the head if at all possible. Just consider yourself to be intelligent and mindful and capable enough to carry out this emotionally profound work here. You could just be looking for direction here as well, or looking for inspiration. You can find that in, I would say, in how you feel about something. You know, pay attention to how you feel about whatever it is that's in front of you, how you're feeling about opportunities, how you're feeling about moving on to greener pastures here. But I do think it's going to be not long lasting. Whenever I'm dealing with minor arcana under 6, this could just be, you know, half a day's worth of energy for you, with just a sense of uninspiration. It could even be a memory of being uninspired, but don't let yourself get sucked back into that. Look for opportunities, especially in the emotional front. Look for opportunities here. Someone may be trying to communicate with you or understand you as well. So here's where we're looking at our future. Here is our Hermit card. It is an Ascension number 9. We are looking at putting to practice. This is a very practical, honorable, down-to-earth energy. This is someone who's willing to go within. This is a highly a self-attuned card that's situated within solitude. This is your, and it sits beneath the King of Cups here, like I said. So you could feel an intense need to go inward. You could feel or be called to, or there's an advisement here to go inward and get to know what it is within, or apply this emotional energy to a meditative experience. All the same though, I would say what's going on emotionally in the first 2 weeks for you is definitely going to need to be or will be integrated, right? You'll need to integrate what you've learned here. And that could feel like it's a lot of sorting out or working out, but you know, we're going to feel our way through that, right? And I think you'll get more comfortable and confident with that as time goes on. In our advice position is this really sweet Knight of Cups. I'm talking a little bit longer than I'd like. These are supposed to be a little bit shorter. Sorry, guys. So Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. Someone is definitely feeling you. They're feeling the love. They're feeling connection. Definitely say what's in your heart, though. Whether this really doesn't matter what this is pertaining to. Definitely say what's in your heart. Say how you really feel. Someone really wants to get you or does get you. I would say if someone, even if this isn't your energy and it's outside, someone who is highly critical or isn't able to connect with you on a heart level, I would say isn't for you. And that's how you know, because you can connect with them on a heart level. So we have Fox here. Of course, we know this is camouflage. We're just trying to get away with something. Yeah. And you could just be... I like to look at this card in a little bit of like laying the crumbs, like someone's going to follow you if you just lay the crumbs, but just make sure you know who you're laying them out for. You did have a lot of options or choices here, or a little bit of fantasy here. make sure someone else is in on the secret with you, or in on, this heart space with you. And make sure they know who it is you are. You don't need to conceal yourself anymore here, Gemini. So if you have a second, comment below. If you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me, Gemini. See you in the next video. Bye for now.